so the fairy queen and the fairy king went upon their way. They climbed the rugged rocks, washed in waterfalls, and upon the earth at night they lay, telling stories of the great humans who cared passionately and deeply for their goddess, Mother Earth, of how they lived a gentle life and yet brought about the great rebirth. They spoke of how these great people lived for life and not for money. How they grew all that they ate, dwelling not in the madness of the mind, but instead how with full hearts did celebrate what was great. How they could see life's beauty with crystal clear eyes, but how they could not value what was beautiful in a monetary guise. How their song, sung with the birdsong, helped their crops to grow and succeed by joyfully singing the unified vibration of each perfect little seed to provide their communities with exactly what they would need. How they always had enough fresh, delicious, nurturing food to share, and how they never worshipped lack nor greed. How they trusted one another as that mirror of themselves, and how fear had no foundation, and how love was valued as their greatest wealth. How their children were schooled by life and love to meet their every need, and how they shone so brightly, and how these bright light children could lovingly lead their communities to their highest potential, for they had clear and perfect sight into what is timely and essential to keep our people in the light. And their light, it shone so brightly, and these communities did grow and grow, till all of Earth's inhabitants were reminded of the best way for all to go. And a consciousness so strong was woven across their planet, Goddess Mother Earth, and this wisely woven consciousness acted as a cradle for the mother's children in the great collective consciousness rebirth. And the light, it shone so brightly that Earth's brightness matched that of the sun, till at last the great rebirthed, shadowless planet Earth had once again been won, back from the lords of darkness and the seemingly loveless ones. Now, in the retelling of this story, the fairy queen and the fairy king now smiled gently to one another, for the time had come to tell of the fairy and the human world being once again visibly and indivisibly reunited on the surface of their Earth Mother. And all respect was given by each to one another as finally the oneness was perfectly seen, that all that is, including ourselves, was realized to be perfect examples of that self-same one being, that indivisible, divine Mother, Father, King, and Queen. and the whole of life rejoiced as harmony was found upon the earth. The whole of life, a celebration of the oneness of creation and the unifying joy of that great rebirth. And a smile so big filled infinity and bounced back in a way that everyone found so radiant and so sweet. And they found this radiant, shining bounce within themselves and within everyone and everything that they would so graciously greet. So joyously they delighted in this love-filled bounce that was there in all whom they would graciously greet, that they all joined hearts together, loving it, worshipping it.